talking about the Commanders, but I want to talk about Jayden Daniels. I believe that Jayden Daniels will outscore all of Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert. Their ADPs are drastically different. They are not being showcased this way currently in drafts. However, it's not like they're crazy far off. So there's this group of the three of them: Jared Goff, Tua, and Jayden Daniels, and Justin Herbert right after. They're all together, back to back to back to back. I think the gap should be massive. I don't think that they should all be clumped together like that in a foursome. I think Jayden Daniels should have a nice, clean, at least few spots ahead of the rest of these guys, if only because of his rushing upside. I understand he's a rookie quarterback. I understand even quarterbacks with rushing upside as rookies don't always work out. Look at Justin Fields, par example. However, there is no competition at QB. Marcus Mariota is not going to be starting games for the Commanders. Jayden Daniels will be starting. So this is unlike the Justin Fields situation. I also think at this stage, Jayden Daniels slightly better in translating that to the NFL. The system that he ran in college, yeah, you can argue that it was a little bit simplified. I don't think that they're going to be reinventing the wheel with Cliff Kingsbury, however. And I think Kingsbury will be pushing him to fantasy greatness in a similar way that he did to Kyler Murray all those years ago. Kyler Murray came in. Kyler Murray was not looked at as the most refined quarterback in the game when he came to the league. What was that, 2019 or whatever it was? Cliff Kingsbury made him look studly as a top 12 fantasy quarterback. Jared Goff does not have the upside. Tua Tagovailoa does not have the upside. He threw for the most passing yards in the NFL just last year with the weapons that he had. Didn't matter. He still finished his QB 19 in points per game. Pure passing matters less and less and less every single year. Tua with all the weapons, Jared Goff with all the weapons. I don't care. Give me Jayden Daniels 10 times out of 10. Justin Herbert, we've talked about it ad nauseum. I'll keep it short. Harbaugh, Roman, they're bringing this thing back to the Stone Ages. They're probably going to run 300 times a game and throw it twice with Justin Herbert. He doesn't have the weapons. He doesn't have the ability himself, or the desire probably, to run nearly as much as Jayden Daniels will. So I don't think he'll counteract it that way. Jayden Daniels could throw the ball 250 times all year, and I think still come out ahead of these guys in fantasy just because of the way that scoring is skewed. Now, if it's a 6-point rushing touchdown and 6-point passing touchdown league, maybe that barely makes up for some of the gap, but I'd still rather have Jayden Daniels above all of these guys. Am I speaking too wildly here off the bat, Dustin? What do you think?
I don't think so. Only because he does have that rushing upside. I agree with Herbert 100%. When you see Tua and Goff, part of me just instantly wants to be like, no, that's not going to be possible because they are in much more high-powered offenses. And the Lions, they've got Amon-Ra, they've got Laporta, they've got Gibbs, they've got Jamison Williams, who maybe he ends up taking a step forward this year. Like they've got weapons.
Sure.
Same with the Dolphins. You got Tyreek and Waddle and the four-headed running back committee, that are all can bust one open at any time. So you've got these high-powered offenses, but what we've traditionally seen is, yes, they're good for real football, and like Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra, very good for fantasy, but that didn't necessarily translate for Goff. I mean, he wasn't a top tier quarterback. He was top 12
He was QB 15 in points per game last season,
in points per
just
game,
with
but
those
I
guys.
have good total points, but points per game,
Sure.
yeah. So even with all those weapons, to your point, he was quarterback 15. That's well outside the top 12,
Very
So
good.
that's why I can get on board with this. Is just with that added rushing, and I think that's what holds back those three quarterbacks you talked about, is that lack of rushing upside. And that's where you can really rake up those points.